Now, former U.S. President Donald Trump has called the Congressional 6th of January hearings on Capitol Hill riots a rigged deal and a one-sided witch hunt. Now, speaking out for the very first time after the televised sessions began, Donald Trump claimed that the case that was being made by the House of Representatives is based entirely on doctored videos and deceptively edited witness depositions. The remarks came after the select committee that is investigating the 6th of January Capitol attack threw a spotlight on Trump's alleged attempts to remain in power after he lost the election to Joe Biden.
The committee is taking the testimony of witnesses who defended me for 8 hours, chopping it up and truncating sound bites to make it sound like what they said was absolutely terrible. It's a rigged deal. It's a disgrace, and it's never happened in the history of our country where we have no representation.
While addressing a gathering of religious conservatives in Tennessee, Donald Trump described the hearings as an insurrection hoax. He also labeled the Select Committee's performance as disgraceful and its members as con artists, and congressional investigation as a complete waste of time.
Let's be clear, this is not a congressional investigation, this horrible situation that's wasting everyone's time. This is a theatrical production of partisan political fiction that's getting these terrible, terrible ratings, and they're going crazy. There's a one-sided witch hunt. They would be totally disbarred. We have nobody to even speak. We can't even speak.
Trump has further challenged the panel's allegations that he bullied Vice President Mike Pence to overturn the 2020 election, insisting that he had never called Mike Pence a wimp. He then went on to call the former Vice President weak and a human conveyor belt.
I never called Mike Pence a wimp. I never called him a wimp. Mike Pence had a chance to be great. He had a chance to be, frankly, historic. But just like Bill Barr and the rest of these weak people, Mike, and I say it sadly because I like him, but Mike did not have the courage to act. Mike Pence had absolutely no choice but to be a human conveyor belt. He was a human conveyor belt. Even if the votes were fraudulent, they said he had to send the votes, couldn't do anything. I said, well, what happens when you have more votes than you had voters? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters.
The former U.S. president's sharp verbal attack comes after the panel observed that Trump was at the center of the conspiracy. The committee's findings could in fact prompt the Justice Department to pursue a criminal prosecution against Trump. The hearings have in fact turned the words of Trump's inner circle against him. His Attorney General, William Barr, was seen in a deposition describing the claims of election fraud as completely irrelevant. And the former president's daughter has also testified that she accepted Barr's assessment. The panel has televised 3 hearings so far. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.